Hello, this is Matt, and in this lesson I'm going to show you how to play Drifting by the brilliant Andy Mckee. I'll first of all play the song to give you an idea of what it'll sound like when you've learnt to play it, and then I'll move on into a very detailed explanation with special camera angles to show you exactly how to play it. I'll also give you some exercises to build up the techniques and the physical dexterity that you need in order to play the song. Okay? Okay, so let's get started. First of all, the tuning. It's you have to change the standard tuning of the guitar to what's called a dadgad tuning, and it's called that because the first string is down tuned to D. So if you want to tune your guitar up, tune your lowest string to that. It's quite a good idea to have quite heavy gauge strings. I think I've got 12s on my guitar here. Right, the next string is A. And then you've got D again. G, A again, and D. So, hence the name Dadgad. So you got D, A, D, G, A, D. Okay, so the first part of the song, it starts off with this first finger here. As you can see, you're just striking the E and the A strings, the first two thickest strings, like that. And with your right hand, you can see the other camera shot. You've got a this kind of thing going on, that kind of thing. So you got, and then you're slapping this part of the body here. So you've got a. It's a good do diddle it, do diddle it. You can see the right hand there, and then you just do that again like this. So you got, I'll slow it right down. You got. So you got. And then you hit the strings. I use my index finger on the directly above the 12th fret. And sort of, in order to sort of get not just the treble ones, because you just get that there, but somewhere in the middle of the fretboard. So you got it gets repeated 4 times. Okay, so it's important that you keep the timing, the rhythm, you stay in time as you play it. If you speed up and slow down, it's obviously not good. So I would just for now practice what I've shown you so far before moving on. Just so practice so you can get like a. Just practice that. Okay, so when it comes into actually playing the melody of the song, probably a good thing to practice first of all is just with your left hand. The places where you go with that bass line are the 2nd fret, the 5th fret, and the 7th fret. And it's just on you're just hammering down on 2 strings there. Oops. On the E and the A strings. Alright? And what you're doing here is you're striking alternately this area and this area here on the side, as you were in the intro in that same bit there. So you've got like you're hitting here and then you're hitting here. And you've got to develop the technique of hitting it like that, and then because for a while I was sort of hitting it like that and keeping my hand there, and because there's so much going on in the song when you first start learning it, until it becomes automatic, then you can get sort of a bit preoccupied with what your right hand is doing, and then you lose the focus on the left hand, and you lose the timing until it all sort of comes together with practice. So yeah, so you're hitting here and then there. So just practice doing that. Nice little light sort of sharp little taps. There you go. You might want to hum along just to give you a guide. Alright, so practice doing that in time, you know, keep the rhythm going, just with the left hand, and then you can practice doing it once you've, you know, stopped the tape if you want to practice doing that, and then come back when you've mastered it, and then the next bit, you've got, so you can practice going like, so it's strike here, strike there, strike here, there. So you're not doing anything with the right hand yet, just practice on that, like. Oops, got a bit confused there, start again. So you need to just practice doing that, and then alternately. I think I may have made a mistake in that one. Yeah. So I don't think. No, maybe I didn't make a mistake. Basically, you need to do alternately. So just practice that. Just practice getting used to doing that before you start complicating things with the right hand. And as I say, nice little sharp taps. And I think half the beauty of when Andy plays it is that, you know, his timing is bang on all the way through. I've seen other people like play it on YouTube, and it's spoilt by the fact that they sort of speed up and slow down a bit, and I'm a little bit susceptible to that myself. You've got to sort of try and control it, because I think the beauty of the song, the simplest, you know, the simple beauty of it is that it's not, you know, you've got that nice rhythm, keeping it, and it's nice and steady rhythm. Alright, so that's the left hand. So pause the lesson if necessary and master doing that with the left hand. That's complicated enough as it is, so you need to sort of master doing that before moving on, really. Okay, so now let's look at the right hand. You can just forget about your left hand and let the left hand, or whichever side of your brain controls your left hand, maybe the right side, I don't know. Let that half of the brain relax. Just concentrate on the right hand now, and with the start of the melody, you hammer on the 11th fret on the G string there, on the 3rd string. And you've got with the first finger, so you got, okay, and then with this 3rd finger you play the E string, and then with the 2nd finger you play the B string, and then with the 3rd finger you play the G string. Alright, so you got, practice that. You obviously got the bass there. Dun, 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 whoops, dun, 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 dun. And then after, you've got a hammer on here on the 6th fret. So you play that note there, and then you play the E string with the 3rd finger, the B string the 2nd finger, and then the E string with the third finger again. So, and then you hammer on again with the first finger, and then you play. So to pull all that together, you've got. Alright, so pause the lesson and master doing that, or become familiar with doing that at least, so you don't have to memorise the whole thing. Okay, so you've got, so far you've got and then after that you've got, so you just do the same thing, hammer on there, play that string, and then here, so then you hammer on here, and then you play this string here, and then this one here, so, and then you hammer on here, oops, here, on the 9th fret, and then the E string, and then here you hammer on with the first finger, oops, sorry, no, on the 6th fret, so you got. Alright, so have a go at familiarising yourself with doing that yourself. So just to summarise what we've done so far. Okay. And then what you need to do is to combine the left and the right hands. It might seem like impossible or very difficult initially, but you know, it's the same old story, practice makes perfect. So you need to go combine obviously this. Go like this. So you can just practice that to start off with, just to give it to you in little bite-sized chunks. So you got. I think it starts off on that one, doesn't it? So you got the first bit. So you got okay. All right. Then you got. At the same time as you play that note there, you hammer on here. So then you got. So. And also, sometimes with your right hand, you're adding little percussive bits in between, so you go. You're adding a little beat there, So it's bum bum ba dun da da. So then alright, so you've just got to combine what I've shown you on the left hand with the right hand and make sure it's all in time. That's just a question of rewinding, watching, rewinding, and practicing. It's a combination of watching and absorbing, and then going away from the video, sitting down, not watching the video, just on your own with the guitar, and working it out and practicing it until it clicks. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And then the next bit, you've got an awkward bit really. It took me a while to get the hang of this. You've got a hammer on the 11th fret, then you slide it up, and then you slide it back down again. So you've got a. So it's not that. I found it quite awkward. It took a while to get the hang of doing that. And you got the same sort of thing there. With the third fingers, you go. So you could practice doing that like in a loop. And again, that's combined with the same old bass line. Luckily, the bass line doesn't change, so you got. And then, and here you've got a kind of like a diddle diddle dit diddle dit. So you got 1, 2, 3, dit. So you got. Because you're also doing percussive like stuff with your right hand here. And then the same thing again. Just repeating. Okay. And then you've got this bit here then, which is on the 9th fret. So you hammer on there with your right finger, and then you hammer on with the second finger there. So you got, and then you bring the right hand, hammer on here on the D string, and behind it there on the same string. So you got. So you're hammering on here, and then you hammer on with the second finger as well. So you got like that. 2, 4. You need to practice playing it in a loop. Each of these little bite-sized chunks, try playing them over in a loop in the same timing as the song. Alright, and then after that you slide down from here. So you go slide down on the G string, and then you play that string with this finger. So you go. This shape here. So you got the little finger is on the 7th fret on the G string, and the first finger is on the 9th fret on the A string. So it sounds just like that, yeah. Just to I'll take my other fingers away so you can see clearly what I'm playing. and then you hammer on with this finger then, so the index finger. So you've got a downstroke, so you go. And then you go to that position. So you've got to play it down with the downstroke, and then hammer on. To hammer on it on the first down, so down, two, and then you've got a downstroke then, and after the downstroke you hammer on here, so good. And you want to be sort of trying to hit in the strings in this sort of area to get these, the D, G and B sort of strings. Hammer on there, so you got then you repeat this again, and you do the same again, but this time you go with that second finger there. Put that finger there, hammer on there, and slide up from the 7th fret on the D string, and then you pluck that string with the 3rd finger. So good. And then you hammer on here and slide down and pluck that string again. So good. So practice that. With each of these bits, you know, just pause the lesson, practice each little bite-sized chunk, you know, and then over time you can start stringing the bits together and making it into a whole. And you've got put the finger across the 7th fret, and there's a downstroke. But incidentally, you sort of, when you're strumming around this area of the. You're not strumming back at the sound hole there. You're strumming with the right hand, sort of around there. So yeah. So you've got a hammer on with this finger on the G string, on that note there. In a loop. And then you've just got, so you hammer on with the left hand on the 2 strings as usual on the 5th fret, and then slide up from the D string on the 7th fret up to the 8th fret, same places as before. And again you pluck that E string, so you go. E string again. Probably one of the hardest bits is actually just hitting the right note with your finger. Many's the time I've sort of played it and I've gone like something like this. You know, I've hit the wrong note, so you've got to be yeah, especially after alcohol. You know, after a few beers, you probably find it more. This is definitely not a song to play when you've had a few beers, really. And then after that, you've got here. Alright, so you're just playing this finger on the G string on the 2nd fret. And all the other strings are open. So you got a downstroke like that. And then an upstroke. And then a downstroke, and you hammer on here. With your 2nd finger, so you go. Whoops, you go. So you go down, up, down, hammer on. And then you sort of use your thumb then. It's not like it's not that, it's okay. Just try again playing it around in a loop in the same rhythm as the song. And again, you're playing around this area. And then, my favourite bit of the song, I was just like, when I first watched Andy play this on YouTube, I was like, whoa, that's like really sounds nice. You've got this harmonic strike here on the 12th fret, so you just hit the strings above the 12th fret, directly above the metal fret, yeah, to get the harmonics. So you hit, so you got that 2nd finger. When you hit the string, you got this finger. It's still here. And you hit it there, and then you pull off. So you've got to, and then hammer on with the left hand here on the 2nd fret, the 2 strings, and with your right hand, the 1st finger on the D string on the 4th fret. So you got. And you go. 1st finger like that, the 2nd finger plays the G string, the 3rd finger plays the E string. So you go, and then that, so you go. So you go. And then with this finger you pull off. You hit that note with this finger here. You go. That finger's there to pull off. Like that. Just playing it round in a loop. And then you hammer on. There on the D string on the 2nd fret. So it's just okay, so that, and then you just do a downstroke, a light sort of downstroke here. After that you go You've got a hammer on there, on the 4th fret. And then you plung hammer on there, hammer on here with the left hand on the 5th fret. Downstroke, hammer on here, and at the same time you've got and then you've got a hammer on here. You slide up. So you got and then pull off. So you slide up from the 7th fret, put the left hand there, and then you've got the note to pull off on then. So you got start again. And then you hit the harmonics. And then you take pull the left hand off. And you repeat it. And this time here, or you can play, and then with the 2nd finger, play that note. A downstroke, and the same thing again here, and the harmonic hit, and then repeat again, here, and then here, on the D string, then pull off, and then hammer on here, and here at the same time. On that note, you take the left finger away, pluck it, and then hammer on again. So just playing it in a loop there, yeah. So you play that. A harmonic strike on the 12th fret again. And then another harmonic strike on the 7th fret. And then with the heel of your hand, this area of your hand, you strike this area of the guitar. So you go like that. And after that, you pull off and then strike the harmonics again. So good. And then another hit there. So you got another hit where these like the heel of your hand. So you got and then you pull off and you go back into the melody then. That's repeated, what I've already shown you. And instead of going, you go, it's just that slight little change. Instead of going, you go, and then you go back into repeating everything I've shown you so far. And then it goes back into that again. goes here. This is a new bit now. So you go. So you go as before, but then here again. Then you pull that off and slide it down. Like that. And then you've got on the 10th fret then. You go there. Down, 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 up, down. So up, down, down, up, down. So down, up, down. And then after that you got. Up, down on the open strings, and a hit there. Right, so just to make that, say, present that so it makes some kind of sense. You go down, 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 up, down. Then take that finger away, and then up, down, and then strike. So you go, on the 12th fret. I'm on it yet. Here. So you got this shape here. You've sort of the first finger on the 2nd fret E string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret there, and the little finger on the D string. So. You go from there, from that strike, you hammer on. I just go a downstroke with the nails, and then a downstroke with the thumb. And then an upstroke with that finger off. I think that's how he plays it. So it's, and then you stop the strings. So you got. Just playing a loop here. And then you've got here. An upstroke. You mute the strings, and then and then you've got your hand there ready. So mute the strings, get your fingers in place, and then you've got like all on one fret. Yeah, they're all on the 5th fret on the E, A, and D strings. Okay, so the little finger's there, the next finger's there, next finger's there. So yeah. Saying, yeah, it's a downstroke. You mute and hold your right hand there, get the fingers there, and it's a downstroke. Mute, then put that finger in there, that first finger on the G string, sorry. Yeah, and then this finger comes in here. So downstroke, slide that shape up. Down stroke, and then down, up, and then stop. Just that. Repeat. Repeat again. And then you go back into which you've already had. So I got a new lower string. It's gone a bit out of tune. And then so you go back. Do exactly the same thing as before, but this time you go, and instead of going, you go on this note here. If you can, it's good to get that this little finger in to mute that string, just very lightly touching that B string, so you don't get the sound of the string from this side. That's muted, so you only get like a. I can't always pull that off, but sometimes I can. So you go, sort of get the finger in to mute it, and then you've just got that. So and the same thing again, or what I've shown you before, and to there. You've had all this before, and then just repeat, goes back into that bit. It goes back into that again, but this time it goes, there's a little variation, a very slight one. You hit these again, you go bong, 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 so it's so I'll just slow that down for you. You got back into just repeating now what we've already had, and then just go back into the beginning of it then. Incidentally, it's important that you strike accurately. Sometimes, because it's quite quick, you're going dun, and then you've got to get straight back down for that. And sometimes you can sort of go like and miss it. It doesn't sound very good, obviously, so you've got to try and get back there and hit it accurately. And you've got to strike it quite firmly. And it just repeats that beginning. See what I mean about the mistake? And then it finishes on a. You hit the harmonic and then hammer on here. Okay. Okay, so I've covered everything in the song, and now it's just a question if you just rewind and watch you may have to watch the lesson, several times until it fully clicks. And as I say, it's a combination of watching the lesson, practicing those bite-sized chunks in a loop, as I was doing, as I was demonstrating, and then joining them together into a whole to form the whole piece. And part of it's watching the lesson, but also I find a big part of it is then switching the lesson off, going away, doing something else, go and do your shopping or whatever, or go out with your mates or whatever, and then come back and practice on your own and see how much you can actually remember, because it's only when you can actually do it yourself that you've actually locked it in your memory. All right, so I hope that lesson has been well, maybe not fun. Sometimes you might get a bit frustrated sometimes learning the song, but I hope the end result when you can play, I hope you get some pleasure out of being able to play the song. All right, thank you very much. Goodbye.